So Cancer, your week commencing the 7th of April forecast is really interesting because the gathering of energy in Pisces, your sister water sign, are all linking brilliantly with Mars in your sign. Now Mars technically is in full in Cancer, but since the 6th of January has given you a chance, an opportunity, despite its initial retrograde, to strut your stuff in a more assertive way. But Mars' link to Saturn at the start of this week helps you to balance that assertion with a real pragmatism and perhaps some very careful planning. Mercury also ends its retrograde in Pisces as the week begins. If you have been waiting for news on a travel plan or contract, better news could be coming soon. But we have to acknowledge that Venus and Saturn are in an exact conjunction as the week begins. Now that can be quite limiting, and for me, because the sun is so high in the sky for you, if you're not really enjoying your work or your responsibilities, or you feel your ambitions in some ways are being curtailed, I feel this is a week which could bring it all up to the boil, particularly as the week draws to a close with the full moon in the sign of Libra, which for you is very much about your emotions, whereas Mars in your sign is much more to do with your desires. And the moon, therefore, in Libra is an opportunity to check out that you are feeling in the right place with the right people, you're on the right track, because your emotional world is really the key to your happiness, because your sign is ruled by the moon, very much to do with that inner dimension. But ironically, as this week begins, Jupiter, the planet of hope and faith for you in house 12, links brilliantly to the sun in your 10th house of ambition. You could find out something this week which informs your moves. It could be some soundings that you take privately. It could be that you're going to have a philosophical shift, because if you do feel penned in and limited, the fact that Saturn is still in a tight conjunction with not just Venus but Saturn and the North Node right through this week, if you feel that you're in the wrong situation from a philosophical viewpoint, or your desire to be a freer spirit, or to travel, or to just have more spontaneity and flexibility is being inhibited by an overwhelm in terms of your professional situation, by the time we get to the full moon on Sunday, that's in an opposition with Chiron, the comet which is very much to do with our so-called wound. And if you have been really going for it in terms of your goals and ambitions, but you're not feeling that comfortable in the environment, Mars in your sign intersects them, and also Venus forges a quincunx with the position of the moon, and Venus rules the sign of Libra. So if something feels out of balance, but particularly is cramping that flexibility, that part of you that wants to be more of an independent person, you could find yourself spinning out of a position that might be well paid. It might actually meet some of your expectations, but if it's crushing your morale because you can't really express yourself in the way you want, I feel that's Uranus's impacted this week, which is very powerful in its connection with the position of Mars, but also those players in the sign of Pisces too. You're a water sign, Cancer, and so that watery energy of Pisces and Mars, but also for you, the full moon in Libra is your 4th house. It's your home point. It's where you need to feel safe and protected. And if you're ending this week not feeling safe and protective, Mars in your sign is pushing you to be brave and decisive in terms of the life choices you make in the following 2 weeks of the impact of the full moon. Please check out my new website at www.patrickarundell.com. You can download your free natal horoscope. It's brilliant. Or subscribe for your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, which now has a new edition of the daily overview, the review of the most important planetary aspect that day for everyone, as well as your zodiac sign.